Bengals vs Giants recap. Cincinnati wins ugly 17-7 in defensive slugfest. The Cincinnati Bengals aren't asking for style points. And they certainly didn't get any on Sunday night. In a gritty showdown at the Meadowlands, the Bengals edged out the New York Giants with a 17-7 victory that showcased more defensive grit than offensive flair. Joe Burrow's impressive 47-yard touchdown run was the highlight of a lackluster offensive performance. Despite struggling to generate much momentum, the Bengals leaned heavily on their defense, which delivered its best performance of the season. With this win, Cincinnati improves to 2-4, raising hopes that they might still be a contender in the AFC playoff race. Assuming their offense can find its rhythm, Chase Brown sealed the deal with a 30-yard touchdown run with just 1:58 left on the clock, underscoring the Bengals' determination to break free from their early season slump. While the victory is crucial, it's clear that Cincinnati still has a long way to go if they hope to return to form. As they look ahead, the Bengals will need to harness the defensive momentum to support a more effective offense in the coming weeks. NFL Power Rankings. 49ers surge after dominant win over Seahawks. The NFL hierarchy is clear. There are true Super Bowl contenders, pretenders, and then there's the Dallas Cowboys. After a crucial week that tested some of the league's top teams, here's how the 49ers and the rest of the NFL stack up heading into Week 7. 32. Tennessee Titans, last week, 32. Record, 1-4. It's official. Will Levi's is in tank mode. 31. Carolina Panthers, last week, 31. Record, 1-5. Andy Dalton has made the games a bit more watchable. And for that, we thank him. 30. New England Patriots, last week, 30. Record, 1-5. Rookie quarterback Drake May shows promise, but turnovers will be a growing pain. 29. Jacksonville Jaguars, last week, 27. Record, 1-5. Please stop sending the Jaguars to London. It's not doing anyone any favors. 28. New York Giants, last week, 28. Record, 2-4. Daniel Jones is back, and it's not pretty. Expect more ups and downs ahead. 27. Miami Dolphins, last week, 29. Record, 2-3, bye week. Without Tua Tagovailoa, this offense is struggling to find its rhythm. 26. Las Vegas Raiders, last week, 26. Record, 2-4. Time to embrace the tank mode and eye a potential franchise quarterback. 25. Cleveland Browns, last week, 25. Record, 1-5. This offense remains unwatchable, nothing new here. 24. Los Angeles Rams, last week, 24. Record, 1-4, bye week. With Cooper Kupp returning soon, the Rams need to get healthy to turn things around. 23. Denver Broncos, last week, 22. Record, 3-3. The recent poor performances from Bo Nix raise concerns about consistency. 22. Arizona Cardinals, last week, 21. Record, 2-4. The Cardinals' offense is wildly inconsistent, with no second-half magic this week. 21. Indianapolis Colts, last week, 23. Record, 3-3. Joe Flacco's arm still has it, but the offense desperately needs Jonathan Taylor to thrive. 20. New Orleans Saints, last week, 17. Record, 2-4. Spencer Rattler can hold the fort, but he's no game-changer when Derek Carr returns. 19. Cincinnati Bengals, last week, 19. Record, 2-4. After some high-scoring weeks, the Bengals only managed 10 points against the Giants. They need to simplify. 18. New York Jets, last week, 18. Record, 2-4. The connection between Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson is developing, but mistakes linger. 17. Los Angeles Chargers, last week, 20. Record, 3-2. Justin Herbert is finding ways to win, but adding a true number one receiver might be essential. 16. Seattle Seahawks, last week, 14. Record, 3-3. Geno Smith has come back strong, but consistency remains a question. 15. Chicago Bears, last week, 16. Record, 4-2. The Bears are on a roll, but their wins have come against weaker competition. Can they prove themselves? 14. Dallas Cowboys, last week, 9. Record, 3-3. The Cowboys oscillate between good and incompetent, raising doubts about their playoff potential. 13. Green Bay Packers, last week, 15. Record, 4-2. Jordan Love has stepped up since returning from injury, leading the league in touchdowns. 12. San Francisco 49ers, last week, 13. Record, 3-3. After a shaky start, Brock Purdy and the 49ers have bounced back, dominating the Seahawks. 11. Atlanta Falcons, last week, 11. Record, 4-2. Bijan Robinson finally had his breakout game. More of that, please. 10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, last week, 12. Record, 3-2. Baker Mayfield's big day against the Saints showcased a balanced offense. 9. Pittsburgh Steelers, last week, 10. Record, 4-2. Justin Fields continues to impress, keeping the Steelers competitive. 8. Washington Commanders, last week, 8. Record, 4-2. Jaden Daniels is making strides, but he's not quite on Lamar Jackson's level yet. 7. Philadelphia Eagles, last week, 7. Record, 3-2. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith's contributions are critical to the Eagles' success. 6. Buffalo Bills, last week, 6. Record, 4-2. Josh Allen is doing well, but this offense needs a standout receiver to reach its full potential. 5. Baltimore Ravens, last week, 5. Record, 4-2. The rivalry between Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry remains a highlight of the season. 4. Houston Texans, last week, 4. Record, 5-1. A competent running game makes the Texans a formidable offense. 3. Minnesota Vikings, last week, 2. Record, 5-0, bye week. Even with Sam Darnold cooling off, the Vikings are still finding ways to win. 2. Detroit Lions, last week, 3. Record, 4-1. Jared Goff is on fire, proving the Lions are deserving of their hype, though the Aiden Hutchinson injury stings. 1. Kansas City Chiefs, last week, 1. Record, 5-0, bye week. Despite missing key players, Patrick Mahomes keeps the Chiefs in contention. A crucial test awaits against the 49ers. Chargers secure win in Denver despite Harbaugh's health scare. The Los Angeles Chargers celebrated a hard-fought 23-16 victory over the Denver Broncos, marking their first win in Denver since 2018. Coach Jim Harbaugh's unexpected health scare added drama to the night, as he experienced an irregular heartbeat early in the game. However, he returned to the sidelines, visibly energized as the Chargers built a commanding 20-0 halftime lead. Justin Herbert leads the charge. Quarterback Justin Herbert played a pivotal role in the victory, throwing for 237 yards and a touchdown. This performance marked a significant turnaround for Herbert, who had struggled in earlier games. Highlighting his capability as a top-tier quarterback, Harbaugh emphasized, "Hopefully this reminds everybody that Justin Herbert's really good at playing quarterback." Dominant first half. The Chargers' offense was methodical and effective, dominating time of possession and executing a remarkable 20-play drive. This offensive efficiency was in stark contrast to their previous games, where penalties and injuries hampered their rhythm. With offensive tackles Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt back in the lineup, Herbert found a groove, completing 21 of 34 passes, a notable increase from his earlier performances. Defensive prowess. The Chargers' defense, bolstered by 2 first-half turnovers, played a crucial role in keeping the Broncos scoreless through 3 quarters. Outside linebacker Bud Dupree noted the synergy between the offense and defense, stating, "When they play good, we play good." Broncos' late surge. Despite the Chargers' early dominance, the Broncos mounted a late comeback, with rookie quarterback Bo Nix throwing 2 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. The Chargers faced some late-game pressure, needing to secure the victory by watching the last-minute onside kick attempt roll out of bounds. Next steps for Chargers. While the Chargers celebrated their win, concerns lingered as they have not scored a second-half touchdown since Week 1. Harbaugh, who plans to consult with a cardiologist, remains optimistic about the team's trajectory, especially with Herbert's performance indicating a return to form. As the Chargers move forward, they'll aim to build on this momentum, solidifying their place in the competitive AFC landscape. Booms and busts. Week 6 Fantasy Football Highlights. Sean Tucker shines. In a surprising twist during the high-scoring Tampa Bay-New Orleans game, Sean Tucker emerged as the unexpected star, racking up 32.7 fantasy points. The unheralded Buccaneers running back showcased his potential with 136 rushing yards, 56 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns, proving he might be a name to watch moving forward. Keep an eye on his role, especially if Rachaad White remains sidelined. Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield continues to impress, throwing for 325 yards and 4 touchdowns despite 3 interceptions. Chris Godwin had a stellar day with 11 receptions for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. With the Buccaneers' offense firing on all cylinders, both players are becoming reliable fantasy options. Mixed bag for the Saints. Spencer Rattler's starting debut for the Saints didn't go smoothly, with 2 interceptions and a fumble. Alvin Kamara salvaged his day with a touchdown, but the overall offensive chemistry is concerning. Keep an eye on Chris Olave's health moving forward. Cole Kmet rising. Cole Kmet made a statement with 2 touchdowns, amassing 21.5 fantasy points. His increased usage could make him a solid Tay option as the season progresses. Drake May debuts for Patriots. Drake May had a promising debut, thrown for 243 yards and 3 touchdowns despite 2 picks. His performance offers a glimmer of hope for a struggling Patriots offense, especially with Demario Douglas stepping up. Zay Flowers breakout. Zay Flowers had a standout game with 9 receptions for 132 yards, showcasing his potential as a top target in Baltimore's offense. Although he didn't score, his involvement is encouraging. CeeDee Lamb's disappointment. Despite a season-high 14 targets, CeeDee Lamb managed only 89 yards. With the Cowboys entering a bye week, they'll need to regroup before facing the 49ers. Speed round highlights. Daniel Jones struggles at home, continuing a concerning trend. Jordan Love is proving to be a high-upside fantasy option with 12 touchdowns in 4 games. Josh Jacobs remains the lead back, but Emmanuel Wilson's efficiency is worth noting. Calvin Ridley had a rough game, failing to secure any of his 8 targets. Joe Flacco led a Colts victory but isn't a long-term solution at quarterback. Conclusion. Week 6 was full of surprises, with unexpected stars emerging and established players facing challenges. As we move into Week 7, keep an eye on injury reports and potential changes in roles, especially with the looming bye weeks affecting team strategies. 49ers fans troll Cowboys on social media after blowout loss to Lions. The only thing 49ers fans enjoy more than a San Francisco win is watching the Dallas Cowboys lose. After the 49ers' 36-24 win over the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday, San Francisco fans were rewarded for a second time this week as the Detroit Lions walloped the Cowboys 47-9 on Sunday at AT&T Stadium. The faithful wasted no time trolling their longtime rival, taking to social media in droves to crack jokes at Dallas' expense. The Cowboys have a Week 7 bye before traveling to the Bay to face the 49ers on Sunday Night Football in Week 8. That primetime showdown between Dallas and San Francisco already was sure to have plenty of intrigue. But the 49ers' chance to hand the Cowboys a potentially season-altering blow on national television could make this a blockbuster affair between the two bitter rivals.